Good morning, children. Today we are going to start with the fourth chapter of political science, gender, religion, and caste. As we have studied in the previous class about how democracy functions. India is a vast country. We have studied that there are different ethnic groups. Many languages are spoken, different regions are there. How all these regions, all these differences cooperate each other in a democracy that we have studied. So in this lesson we are going to study about in Indian democracy how these gender differences, in politics also religious differences and caste differences exist, how the people cooperate each other, how people live collectively with all these diversities. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about the gender and politics. What is the difference of gender in politics? Let's begin with the gender divisions in this. How gender is divided. So it's a form of hierarchical social divisions in everywhere, but it's not recognized in politics. We know that hierarchical divisions, it's a divide. We know that we divide the people on the basis of their gender. Particular work or duties are allotted for these different genders. We know that the gender division tends to be understood natural and unchangeable. Is it natural and unchangeable? Gender, we know already it is naturally male and females are made as them as usual. Here it cannot be changed. Males can remain male, females can remain females, cannot be changed. So it's unchangeable. Naturally, biologically they are made in such a way. So here there are some stereotypes. We have studied earlier classes in 6th standard what is about stereotype, which means people have particular concepts deep rooted in their minds. We know that how boys have to behave, how girls have to behave. These are all the particular concepts deep rooted in the society. Boys and girls are believed to be brought up in such a way that they have particular responsibility. We know that girls from their childhood itself are brought up in such belief that they become women and they have to take care of the household work. That means bringing up the children and taking care of the family, etc. So this is the sexual division of labor. So particular work is allotted or assigned for women and men. We know that when children are brought up in such a way that they have to, when they are grown up, they have to take care of the family. Girls have to take care of the family as women, and boys they have to work for the family, etc. So we know that in the most families, women do all the household work, washing clothes, cooking, tailoring, etc. Cleaning the house, taking care of children. But the men go outside. Men go outside and do the work. They earn money also. So the work is divided. Okay, the job or work is divided. Men have to go outside the home and work hard, earn money. All women, they will take care of the family. So this is the way work is divided. But no constitution has written in such a way that men have to go out and work, females have to do all the household work. Okay, these are all stereotype concepts. We have studied this. What is stereotype? So here, when women are doing all the household work within the house, we know when these works are not recognized, this is not considered as work they are doing. Okay, so that is their duty they are doing, but it's not considered as a work. But instead, when these works are given payment, when these jobs are paid, we know that mostly in the hotels, cooking is done by males only. Male cooks are there. tailoring, in the tailoring shops we can do males only, but females who are doing all this work at home is not paid, but males when they are doing this outside are considered as a job and they are paid. So here some women work outside the house also, outside their family also. We know in villages women go to fetch water and they are collecting the firewood for fuel, and all this sometimes they are going to other houses for working also, like domestic help. All this work in the women do. Sometimes in the rural areas women are working in the agriculture field also. All these works are they are doing to get some extra income. But after coming back home, all the household work also they have to do. But this work which they have done, they are doing at home, is not valid, not considered, or not does not get any recognition. So there is such kind of a division of labor. Women, we know that they are 50% of the human population, but in the public life, especially in politics, they have no role. That means their public life is very minimal, very less, very few people, few women are coming out in a public life. Now this trend is changing. More and more women are coming out. They are getting education and they are working in the offices also. So many few, we can say very few people, very few successful women are there even in the politics. So for example, Indira Gandhi, in our country now recently also Smriti Irani, these are the women, Sonia Gandhi, they are successful women in politics. Pratibha Patil became the president of our country. So few women are coming up and they are becoming successful in politics also. So this is the gender division. Particular work is assigned for females and males. So this issue of gender division even in politics was also recognized. Later on this was a question or issue came out in the politics. So women in different parts of the world, we know that they did not have a right to vote. Even they were not allowed to stand in the election also. They could not contest in election and they had no right to vote also. Continuously these people or women from different parts of the world agitated for the right to women or demanding the enhancing the political and the legal status for women. So continuously they were demonstrating and agitated against the given to get the right to vote. Also in educational and career opportunities also were denied for women. Most of the countries, USA and UK also, they did not give a right for the women to right to vote. In India, soon after independence, our constitution was made in such a way that all persons who are adult will be given the right to vote. So continuous movements they conducted or continuous agitations against the government in order to get the right to vote. After that they received the right to vote. So these movements are called feminist movements. That means to get an equal opportunity with men. So women and anyone that may with male support only they had conducted the feminist movements also. Many of the countries males also supported, male or female, whoever is supporting the females for getting equal rights, equal to men. This movement is called feminist movement. So we know that many countries, even now the well-developed nations also, once upon a time they were considering the females are inferior and male-dominant society it was.